Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Morgan and this is the world according to TikTok. Now, this video is going to be about the response to the Megan Thee Stallion challenge. I have already recorded this video and a couple of other videos for you guys and there was no sound, so I'm sorry there were no videos this week, but I will try to make up for that in the coming week by putting out more videos if I can. But yes, so this is going to be a little bit late, a little bit behind the curve, but we've got to cover these topics. So Scarface Mark, who is also the one of the guys who started the drizzle movement, he is responding to women doing the Megan Thee Stallion challenge. Now, of course, I have my own thoughts on the challenge. It's very interesting, but I will give my thoughts more at the end, and I'm looking forward to getting a discussion started with you guys. Again, I'm so sorry it took the videos this long to come out, but I had some technical difficulties. There was no sound, and yeah, so hopefully this video has sound. I've been checking periodically between recordings, so this one should be good, and we'll just get on with it. So without further ado, let's hear what Scarface Mark has to say, and then let's hear some responses from men and women, and then we'll circle back at the end.
Are these supposed to be the women we're marrying, taking care of, spoiling, marrying? Are these the same women we're supposed to be doing that? Listen, these women are on here doing whatever their role model is doing. These women are on here shaking their tail, doing the Megan Thee Stallion challenge, but they're complaining about men. They're talking about being married one day. We're supposed to be marrying you and you're shaking ass? Like, we gotta be real here. Listen, is what my future wife is gonna be doing? Is this marriage material? I'm wilding? I mean, like, let me know if I'm wilding in the comments. And then the men are giving them the attention they want. You're feeding into it. And then you end up dating or cuffing or even marrying one of these women, and then you're surprised with the outcome. You're wondering why these women are single. It's because they're doing things like this, but you end up dating them. They're sitting here doing this challenge, showing everything. You can see everything. Literally. This the woman that's gonna have my child? Are these the women I'm supposed to be going so hard for? I can't defend that. I'm sorry. And this is one of the reasons why I started the soft guy era movement. These women do things like this, but expect a man to be perfect and do all these extra things, pay for everything and do everything for them, bro. No, it does not make sense. This is why the soft guy era is. See, I find this quite.
So I am not going to stop in between videos that much, but I do have to preface this and say I actually still have yet to see the actual challenge because I was on the phone with my mom and she was like, hey, because she loves Cardi B. So she follows Cardi B and she doesn't follow Meg or anything like that, but she comes across that kind of content sometimes. And she was like, wow, it was just all over my page and it was just more than I've ever seen in my life. And that's just way too much for me. And then I also saw a coworker that described it as art. So I personally have not seen it. I can only imagine how bad it truly is if I have my mom and my coworker talking about it, and I am not into that kind of content, so it did not come across my personal For You pages on any of my social medias, to be honest. And it's just one of those things where I feel really bad for women who feel like they have to do that in order to get attention from men. But it's just, I mean, if that's for you, then that's for you. And we'll see. One of these is my favorite. A lady perfectly illustrates what's happening here, and I'm curious to know if you agree or not.
So since I don't want my woman on the internet showing her cheeks and her cleavage and her meow, I'm insecure. Make that make sense. Since I don't want my woman on the internet diminishing herself doing the Megan Thee Stallion challenge, I'm insecure and controlling. Okay, let's talk about it. See, in 2024, we've lost shame. We have to bring shame back. We're not shaming anymore, so this is the problem. We are normalizing slut behavior. And what's even funnier is women don't like men that have a standard or have self-respect and morals. It's blowing my mind. When a man says, no, you can't post that, you can't wear that, because they're diminishing themselves. So when they're doing these Megan Thee Stallion challenges, these women are diminishing themselves and objectifying and sexualizing themselves. When a man says, I don't want my woman doing that, it's a problem. It's a problem. It's controlling. He's insecure. Oh, God, don't bring me an insecure man. Don't bring God in this. This has nothing to do with God. This ain't nothing but the devil. And since you want to bring God into it, God doesn't want you to act in this way. God doesn't want you to do that. So don't bring God into it, because he does not want you to act in this way or dress in that way and act in that way. God condemned Jezebel, and yet we have a lot of Jezebels going around acting like this is cool. Y'all got it though, man. God bless. Are these supposed to be the women we're marrying, taking care of,
This is the
spoiling?
illustration that I was
I
talking
think I
about.
can solve your problem. See, this is you right here, right? This is the good girl. You see, she got like a college hat and graduation cap and like the fucking diploma and wings. I put a halo so you know she's a good girl. Then you got the girl with the booty shaking ass over here. These are the girls that y'all don't like, right? Here's what you're doing, right? You're doing this, right? When all you gotta do is that. You feel me? Cause if you go around, like if your attention on the booty, you never gonna see the good girl. Because you thirsty. You feel me?
So the only part about that that I don't agree with is the fact that he doesn't have to be thirsty in order to come across this content because it's pushed in our faces so hard. If you even interact just a little bit with something that might seem like you're interested in that, right? So I see where that illustration was going, and I think it's kind of funny because if you're, looking and focused on the booty, you're not gonna see the good girl. That's hilarious to me, but at the same time, that's it's a bigger conversation. It's a lot deeper than that. It's about what's also being fed to us on a daily basis and what's made to seem normalized. And I think that's the bigger picture here is like what we're normalizing and what the next generation and the following generation after that are going to think that they need to do in order to seek the male attention. And that's just not true. You don't need to do all of that to get attention from men. You really don't. But let's see some more remarks from men and women, and I'm just gonna kind of let this play through.
Shaking ass? Like, we got to be real here. Listen, is what my future wife?
So I'm sure a lot of guys will call me a simp and this, that, and the third. I don't give a shit. What I just don't understand. Why are y'all policing women that you don't even know, and women who probably don't want to know y'all? Not only that, you're already policing imaginary wives that you don't have. Oh, what am I supposed to? My wife was doing the Megan challenge. If you don't want to marry somebody or be with somebody who is doing the Megan Thee Stallion challenge or twerking on a pole or doing backflips in a thigh.
So people like you really make me mad, bro, because you're not seeing the problem with this. Since we're making the Megan Thee Stallion challenge normal, let's talk about it. So since women getting on the internet showing cleavage, twerking in panties or shorts so tight that they look like them is cool, let's really get into it. Since we're on the internet, it's not just adults on the internet. It's not just adults seeing the Megan Thee Stallion challenge. It's little boys and little girls. So imagine what this is doing to their mind. When little boys are seeing these things on the internet, it's making them lust after women. You don't see the problem with that? When little girls are seeing these things on the internet, women twerking in panties, it's making those little girls, at most times, want to do those things. It's influencing them. And you want to know how I know it's influencing little kids? Because it's influencing grown adults. Well, he's sitting here talking about, oh, you're trying to police women. That's what we need. This is out of control. Men and women are out of control. That's what police are for. Out of control people. See a ring on your finger. Sir, you're married. Imagine your wife getting on here doing that. You don't see the problem with that? I would hope you do. You wouldn't want your wife doing that. You wouldn't want your daughter doing that. So why try to normalize it? But you know what though? Since I'm the bad guy in the situation, I'm gonna let y'all have it. Because y'all minds are just out of control. I can't handle it. The Megan Thee Stallion challenge is little boys and little girls. So imagine what this is doing to their mind. When little boys are seeing these things on the internet, it's making them lust after women. You don't see the problem with that? When little girls are seeing these things on the internet, women twerking in panties, it's
It's
making those
crazy.
little girls, at most times, want to do those things. It's influencing them.
There's a stitch
And you want
coming,
to
I
know how I
promise.
know it's influencing little kids? Because it's influencing grown adults. Hey,
let's be real here. Bro is absolutely right about that shit. Like, I know we tend to think that a lot of this stuff is just harmless and it doesn't bother anybody and stuff like that, but a lot of the stuff that we as adults post online does have a direct influence on a lot of kids, and we honestly need to start being more aware of that. Like, we most of the challenges that a lot of y'all women tend to post online, they don't even be real challenges. It's just literally just y'all shaking y'all ass with a different camera angle. I don't know what's the challenge. I guess changing the camera angle or something. I don't know. But regardless, a lot of kids do see this stuff, and y'all should already know that, especially since y'all posting it on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. It's just viral. It's literally viral. This is the type of stuff that goes viral nowadays. Okay, so if you really think that it don't have a direct influence on kids, then you're crazy. Some girl on my Facebook just yesterday, she just shared a profile from Instagram, and this profile was a profile of some little girl, and she's on there doing the Meg the Stallion challenge, and then she got a couple of other videos where she's just on there, just twerking, basically, you know what I'm saying, and some little ass shorts and panties and shit like that, and that is because of what they see online. They are directly influenced by the stuff that we post as adults. So we really need to start being more aware of the things that we post and stop just assuming that kids are not seeing it because they are. Like, come on, we was kids once. We already know it's not that hard to get access to this stuff. A lot of them are gonna lie about their age so they can get access to a lot of stuff. So why are we playing stupid as adults? I don't get it.
Are these supposed to be the women we're marrying, taking care of, spoiling?
I get what you're saying, but please shut the fuck up. Like, y'all really get on this fucking app and just take shit to a whole nother fucking level. Y'all take the fun out of fucking everything. And y'all act like some of the shit we do in this generation, y'all ain't did in the 1900s. Be fucking for real. And 9 times out of 10, your son is probably in the room watching that ass go round and round. Y'all be quick to say females that shake their ain't got no self-respect. Bitch, you wrong. Cause once upon a time, I'm pretty sure your granny done shook her ass before. So what the hell we really saying? And who are you to be getting on this app trying to tell somebody else about theyself? You're not God. No sin is greater than the other. Period. And to be able to move your ass like that is a talent. Okay? What it sound like to me is, it sound like, bitch, you need some haterade. Fuck you mean. Bitch, you mad cause your bitch can't move her ass like that. Fuck.
You know, I could.
So that's one thing I'm gonna go ahead and jump in real quick and say is a lot of people who are spitting the whole, oh, they're jealous, you know, anybody who's upset with this or like finds it distasteful, they're jealous, right? And then the whole thing of, oh, your granny was shaking it back in the day. Yeah, mom probably was too, but they were both shaking it away from the internet. You know what I mean? Nobody was like, nobody could pull up a video of my mom shaking her butt and show it to me. They absolutely can't. My mom's been with my dad since she was 13. They literally can't pull up a video and show that. So I think that's the difference. And the same with me. She raised me to be somebody, even in this day and age, nobody is going to be able to pull up to my future husband, who I'm currently, you know, with my boyfriend now. They'll never be able to pull it up and show him and be like, hey, this was your girl shaking. Like, no, they're not going to be able to do that. Nobody can do that because I haven't done that and put myself in that position. And I think that's what women are forgetting is like, nobody is jealous. Because some of us can do it, we just do it behind closed doors. What did they say? Lady in the streets, and you know the rest. So it's just like the internet is still technically the streets, in my opinion. So, and there is a time and a place for all of this, and it's behind a paywall. There's a whole website for stuff like this if you want to see it. But you got to pay. You shouldn't be able to just create a free Instagram account and now you can see what you need to see. You know what I mean? Like the meat and potatoes, like he was saying. So let's watch a few more reactions and then we'll wrap up here.
Talk about how this is a weird take, considering that the women you're discussing really don't want anything to do with you. So, like, how you hating from outside the club? But the funniest thing to me, the thing that really tickles me, okay, is the fact that if this is showing up on your FYP, that's because you've deliberately searched it out. You've watched similar content. You've engaged with similar content. So you're seeking out the content and then making a piece of content yourself, virtue signaling. And
Weird behavior, my guy. So if you were doing this in an attempt to prove that you were a high value man, you did exactly the opposite. And that baddie that you thought of when you hit the record button, baby, she don't want you. Keep it pushing. Stand up.
Y'all don't be tired? Every 5 to 6 business days, y'all are on some bullshit. Truly and honestly, unprovoked. Unprovoked, you saw women throwing ass and you said, and these are the women we're supposed to, and she wants me to marry her? This is so hypothetical. None of those women even know who you are. That's actually kind of wild to create these scenarios in your head and like have these hypothetical situations and then play out a whole entire scenario of, oh, and she wants love from me? She wants me to spoil her? And the inability to see how inconsistent your thinking is when it comes to your actions versus the actions of women is wild. And I say this because somebody made a comment. They said, so are you looking for your wife on TikTok? Is that where because you're talking about this challenge, like these women are looking to be chosen by you. Like, are you looking for your wife? Well, looking for my wife on TikTok, where'd you get that from? That's ridiculous. Oh, so that's ridiculous. But not seeing women dancing, minding their own business, the business that don't have nothing to do with you, and making hypothetical situations on how these women are trying to be chosen by you or anybody else. Are you guys okay? Furthermore, my last point, as a very happily married woman of 5 years, with my husband for 10 years, my husband has never told me what I could wear, what I can do, what I could post. Let's be clear, some of y'all are in relationships with, or you think relationships look like having agency over other people's bodies or ownership of another person. We're all allowed to have our boundaries. We're all allowed to have things that we don't like, want in our relationship, whatever. But making a whole video about women who are deserving or not deserving of certain things, including being married or being spoiled or whatever, is actually so wild. Because you weren't talking from your perspective. You were like, men, am I right? Am I right? And then here come the women who are like, well, I'm such a good girl and I'm at home by myself. Well, girl, where did it get to? What did we learn? You don't get no cookie. You don't get no prize. You don't get no prize because men who think like this, they don't respect women. They don't respect women, is period. Like, I don't know. I don't understand how you guys don't get it. So in short, shake some ass. Have a good day. Wait, one more thing. If you're the type of woman who really genuinely, you're like, that's not my thing, I don't want to do that, you don't need to broadcast it to us. Just be who you are and let other people be who they are and do what they want to do and do the things that align with you. Okay, but don't do it because you could or couldn't get chosen by somebody. Like, that's not the reason to live this life the way that you're living it. Be yourself, okay? That's important. And shake some ass. Equally important.
That all of the ladies doing that challenge want to be married? What if they already are? What if their boyfriend or their husband is holding the camera? What if those ladies don't even want a man? I mean, they might be trying to find their next girlfriend. And it's 2024. A lot of these ladies are doing all of those things that you mentioned for themselves, happily.
Oh, listen, I seen this video. Brother man, let me help you. I don't mean to be the one to bear bad news. I know nobody want to know the truth, especially us millennials. And before that, but if you're a millennial and you're 35 or below, 40 below, 45 and below, your mama was shaking ass. Your mama was cutting up. And I know we don't want to believe that shit, but it's fucking true. The only fucking difference is they had a fucking camcorder and the digital technology just wasn't where it's at. The same mama that most of you boys and girls grew up with, loving on, and my got the best mama and daddy, they was cutting the fuck up too. Y'all just don't be wanting to tell the truth. We can't tell these women today that's shaking ass and doing all of that other shit that they ain't wifey material. We gotta stop telling our women today that because what they do on social media or whatever, they're not wifey material. Y'all fucking mamas was doing the most. Your daddy was doing the most. But you won't go to your fucking parents and sit with them and talk about they fucked up shit they was doing. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. If my mama was alive today, I'd probably have to sit down with her and say, Mama, I know your ass was cutting up. She'll probably get mad. Swear to God she would, but I ain't fucking stupid either. Now, yes, should women conduct themselves with technology the way they do? Probably not, because kids can get a hold of that shit. And I don't care what no woman says or no man. You can claim what the fuck you want to, but if your children going to school or wherever, running to other kids and seeing your mom and daddy doing the fucking most on social media, your kid gonna be traumatized.
And that concludes the videos that I have for this compilation. But I'm very interested. I can't even talk. I'm very interested to know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think it's that serious that women are out here doing that? And or have you even seen the Megan Thee Stallion challenge? Have you come across that? Is it something that you've discussed with anybody in your life, and the way that women are portraying themselves online today? Is it something that you think is just going to continue, and it's going to continue to be normalized and something that we just kind of have to get used to, or filter out our algorithm to tell it that we just don't want to see that kind of stuff? Or do you think that it's not even something that people like Scarface Mark should be concerned with, considering those are not even the same women that he, probably would even want to come in contact with? I find that both this and the first video on how they illustrated, going around the good girl to get to the booty and to tell the girl with the booty, like, you shouldn't be doing that, when like the good girl is like, hey, I'm here. So, I mean, there's very interesting takes on this, and I will see you guys in the comments for this one, where I'll give it more of my opinion. And yeah, because I'm not somebody who even came across it, because I decided a long time ago that that kind of content wasn't for me. I'm not participating, therefore I'm not watching either, and I don't expect my boyfriend to interact with content like that. We've had talks about it, he doesn't. So I find that, it's one of those things of, it's just a personal preference and who you are. So let me know in the comments below what you think about all of this, what your thoughts are, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.